And what's up, world? And welcome to the Affairs of the Heart podcast. First, we want to say what's up to all of our true listeners and hello to all of our new viewers. Welcome to the Affairs of the Heart podcast after show with me, SoDebNair and Dwayne. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And we also have a newcomer that's going to be with us weekly, which is Mr. Easy Done.
Not this wave. What was that?
My bad. People are already messaging me about like, where's the link so I can watch?
Okay. It's so weird because we used my Facebook page this week. So I'm like looking, I forgot not to go to Twitter. So okay, we're good. So what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about this week's episode. We did a lot this week.
We did do a lot this week. Listen, first of all, if I look like I'm blind and I'm looking out of the camera, it's because I'm using my iPad. So I'm having to figure out where the camera is. Anyway, just an eventful day. We did do a lot this week. What's up, Brands? And we did do a lot this week. We got some great topics this week, some good conversations, I think, coming in this week. So I'm excited. Easy, how was your week?
My week was good. I got kids all day, so it's fun. Like, I teach, and then as soon as I leave teaching, and then I come on social media and I do it with the other girls. So the never-ending cycle
of kids.
My week is good though.
Right,
today's been very interesting.
Why, Aaron? Tell us why.
I'm afraid to even dive into this.
Oh no. This is where it gets easy. Why, Aaron? Tell us why.
So for a lot of people that probably are on my social media,
did your news drop and I missed it?
I can't stand you right now. Well, for a lot of people that's on my social media, they know I've been married. And
what?
I've been married. And I've been separated for 5 years now, I think. And today we did a YouTube about closure.
Child, for the 600th time, but go ahead.
Well, this one was a little bit different because we actually were not in a bad space.
Okay.
So this one is actually a really good episode. And so make sure you guys at least check that out. It's called Mike Heard with the Word, episode 1, Finding Healing and Truth. And that's going to be on Love and Light TV on Sunday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
shout out to Mike.
Yeah, we had some really good conversations about our relationship and where things turned wrong, and just how we became in a better space. So I think for people who are looking for closure in a relationship, this was a really good episode for that. So yeah.
All right. Well, shout out. That's a great question, Easy. How do you feel?
I don't think I have processed how I feel right now, so it takes me a little bit of time.
Okay.
Do you think it was purposeful? Do you think you got the closure that you needed? I don't know that you after so many years. I don't know that you need closure. I'm just saying,
I didn't really need closure, but I think the conversation that we had was needed. So I think more for him than me. And that's that on that.
All right. Well, shout out again to Mike. And when does that air again so everybody can tune?
It's on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome. All right. So y'all ready to get into what we got to get into?
I'm ready.
Easy.
I'm ready for whatever.
All right. So as we always start, guys, make sure that you go to the AffairsOfHeartPodcast.com. This is the live version of our podcast. Every week, we make sure that we do podcasts for all of your podcast platforms: Apple, iHeart, Google, etc. You can find us under the Affairs of the Heart podcast, or you can go to the AffairsOfHeartPodcast.com and get some merch to check out the podcast itself, and then join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here as we go live with the Affairs of the Heart podcast. We're gonna jump right into our relationship topics.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yes.
Hold on real quick. Let me just say this. Let me say Happy International Podcast Day to you all, because I know it was just the other day. Now, thank you for having me on as a guest, but I appreciate it, and I definitely admire you both for doing what you do. And yeah, so Happy International Podcast Day to you and everyone else out there who has one.
Yes. Thank you, Easy. Thank you very much. We had a very long conversation, Aaron and I, today about the podcast and the direction. And I don't think, and Aaron can kind of back me up if I'm wrong, but I don't think we think about the content that we put out. We just do it because it's fun. We're not doing it because we have to, but then in the same token, we feel like it's education to the people that watch us or the people that come up behind us. The whole purpose and the premise behind the podcast, I think, is so that we can educate through our missteps or mishaps or good steps or good haps or whatever we happen, what has happened to us individually as men of color in the LGBTQIA plus community. So, Aaron, did I say that correctly?
You did. I also want to say this morning I spent a lot of time listening to other podcasts because I did want to see how effective we are when it comes to our podcast and, are we effectively doing things? So I went to like the number one actual gay podcast, which is like our brothers from another color. And and a lot of our content, we do the same things. And actually, what was really interesting was that we are really as candid as they are when we're having our conversations. And I do follow a lot of the other podcasts that are, our Black LGBT podcasts. And so, one, I just want to celebrate all of them because we came behind a lot of the major ones. And a lot of them I asked questions to before we started our podcast, just to kind of get a feel of what it was like and what the audience would be like, and just how to really navigate this. And they were all very helpful and very instrumental in actually starting the podcast. So I definitely do want to say big ups to them, and again, happy National Podcasting Month. But I'm really excited about the fact that we're not really off track, I want to say, with our content.
I don't think you ever were or could be, because it's an ever changing situation. Like, our sex and relationships will forever go on. Like, it's something we all experience.
The main thing I think with me and Dwayne that we kind of talk about a lot is that when it comes to sex topics, like, we kind of feel like we're running out of things to talk about because we talk about pretty much everything. And so a lot of times, like, we kind of struggle with that conversation. So, which is one of the reasons why I listen to other podcasts today, because they've been going on for a few years, like 2 or 3 years, and they all kind of had that same conversation. They start talking about how they changed, how they grew throughout the years. So I think we're on track.
I'm here for it. All right, so let's go to our first question of the night. How important is it to you that you go to bed at the same time as your boyfriend or partner does? How important is it to you that you go to bed at the same time that your boyfriend and or partner does?
I'm going to say, for me, like I said on the podcast, it's very important for me because it's very important for me because I enjoy that time. I think that throughout the daytime, we're doing so many things that at nighttime, that's just kind of like my time. And I enjoy that.
Easy, what you got?
Aaron knows. I've never been in that situation before, so I can't speak on it from experience, but I will say this. I think Aaron has it right on the money as far as like that should be something that maybe you guys set in stone, where it's something where you can come together and just, get in bed together, snuggle up, watch a movie and fall asleep together, or have some snacks or something or another, where you are just having that quality time of just you two, outside of social media, outside of everything else, where you just enjoy each other's company. And I think that's important to have within a relationship, because we can get caught up in children, in family, in work, and just the many things that are going on in the world today. You can just get caught up in all that drama and that mess. But just to come home and get in bed with your lover, and I think I'm here for a set time, maybe 9:30.
And I think
So,
even if you're not going to sleep, like just being in the bed together.
Yeah, just getting in the bed together. Just
so let me ask a question, obviously, because I'm not privy to your personal past, Easy, and inquiring minds probably want to know. You mentioned you just said that you're not privy, or you have not experienced. Have you not been in a relationship where you have had, or is it just you?
I have never been in a relationship.
Wow, it's like it's like a rare gem. It's like, ooh. Never been in a relationship. Okay. Well, do you mind explaining why or how, or like what has been your thought process behind relationships?
How much time we got on this show? See, I'm glad my best friend is not watching tonight. I don't know. I've just never had that opportunity. I'm gonna check it up as far as like, God hasn't blessed me with that one yet. Jesus, I can't give a definite answer on it. I've talked to people. I've been on. My friends have put me on dating sites. It's just never taken off. Like, you can check my Tinder now. My Tinder got like 300 some matches. Great conversations, but I ain't never met up with anybody. Yeah.
Is it because it doesn't sound like it comes from like a malicious place. You know what I mean? When you talk about relationships, it doesn't sound like there's like scars or militia, or because you in terms of trying. So you still sound hopeful, is what I mean by, you still sound hopeful for the aspect of being in a relationship.
I am hopeful for it, but I'm also not out here like searching and like trying to find something.
Got you.
I want it to be, real, organic. I want it to come when it's supposed to come. It just hasn't come yet. So I'm still out there. I'm still dating. Ask me out. Yeah, I'm open for anything. I'm trying new things. So
there you have it, America. Ask him out.
And I like to date. Like, I like to go out. Like, and I'm a big dater. First, especially with the first impression. Like, how about this? I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
I went on a date some months ago, and we were hooked up mutually. We had a mutual friend, and he found out like he liked me, I liked him, and he set it all up. Through conversations and everything, I was able to gather like some information about him. So for our very first date, like, I had a picnic by the water. We were at a Navy base, and because he was in the Navy, so I thought it'd be kind of symbolic. Nice picnic. I had things to do, so I had the food catered for the picnic. I had his favorite liquor. I had a little speaker out there and everything. Some slow jams playing, the blanket and everything. Like, great conversations. He ate, I ate, we both drank, we even walked around for a little bit. Ain't heard from the nigga since.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, I do try. And like, whether we become the best of friends, or whether we become lovers, or whether we become a relationship the last 20 some years, our first impression is always like, I always go out my way just to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel welcome, to make you feel like, hey, I'm in this to get to know you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I can identify with that to a degree. Before I got into the relationship with my partner that I have now, people would tell me all the time that I was more husband material, and
I hear that.
they were not. So some people are not comfortable and or ready for that type of connection.
Mhm.
Like, you date with the purpose of, longevity, whereas a lot of people have the mindset, or are of the mindset of, I'm gonna do what I got to do right now, and if he happens to turn into bae or husband or whatever, then it happens. But there are some of us still in the community that are really like, this is what I do for the long haul. I'm about, longevity. I'm about, joint accounts. I'm about joint lives. I'm about making sure that we can become one cohesive unit. And from the beginning, it doesn't need to. I don't have to gradually get there. Like, from the beginning, that is my thought process. So I totally understand that. And you just kind of have to go kiss a few frogs before you actually find the right one.
And like I said, I'm out here. I'm not dead yet, so.
Sounds like that's a good plan. Lewis says, "Happy International Podcast Day, y'all. I really wanted to give you a shout out on Twitter, but I can't freely do so because of the country. You guys have really, really helped me in knowing myself as Black and gay.
Oh,
Well, thank
Oh,
you, Lewis. We don't know where you're from. Please let us know where you're from exactly.
I mean,
And thank you. I'm sure you're out of the country, so we really appreciate you listening. Good job, guys."
look at you.
Thomas
Look
says,
at you too. Y'all are reaching out to everybody. Come on now.
Thomas says, "Agree with Aaron. It is our daily escape to a comfortable place to release the stress of the day." Absolutely. And in regards to going to bed at the same time. But you know what I was going to say, back to the topic, because I was trying to get easy, boot up. The thing is,
don't be surprised if your inbox blows up.
listen, we are some influencers. People are going to be like, easy? Right.
Look, I just need some consistency.
That part.
Like I would love, like, I don't. The inbox is open, the DMs are open, and they do flood it. But I'm just saying, like, can you be consistent with it?
That part. Listen, if you gonna reach out to Easy, don't be no fuckboy, and don't be wasting his time. Don't be wasting his time. Only hit him up because you just heard me say he is husband material. He is gonna do accordingly. You heard what kind of dates he do. He listens to what you gotta say. He do what you gotta do. He get you your little favorite stuff. You be having picnics by the water and shit. Do him right.
I thought that was an amazing date, by the way.
I want to send you the picture because I took a picture of it and everything.
I mean, that sounded amazing. Like,
it seemed like we had a great time, but I don't know what happened.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
I think that is. Like, I also think that it's really weird because, I mean, like, you haven't really had that many relationships, Dwayne. I've only had one. So I don't know. It just makes me. It also makes me feel like I'm not missing on anything when it actually comes to a relationship, because I think that what you want or what you're looking for, like, what it is. Like,
yeah. I mean, like I said, you have to kiss a lot of. Now, and I haven't been in a lot of committed relationships, but I've definitely tried it a lot of times, and I have kissed a lot of frogs. And I've done everything from the cooking to taking you out and doing it big and spending all of this lavish kind of situation of money, just like Izzy just said, and you don't hear from the person next week. So I've been there. I totally have been there. Lewis is from Guyana, so welcome, Lewis. And James is in the building. What's up, James? And Lewis said,
James.
wow, the almighty Weezy read my message.
Funny because if you were to, if I were to take that man on like a date to like McDonald's or something, I would get read up and down on social media. Like, he took me to McDonald's. He got me a dot. Like, and it's not to brag or anything. I'm just saying, like, it's interesting how, especially Black gay men, especially single Black gay men, will tear down others when they, like, if they don't meet certain expectations. But when you have someone who is, or at least exceeding the expectations, it's Who let me shut up.
It reminds me of granted, while I
Dwayne, make sure you tell them how they can see we can read the comments, because I know it's coming on my Facebook page too.
If you go to our YouTube page or our Facebook page, Birds of the Heart Facebook page, there is a link. You have to click a link if you're on Facebook specifically. You have to click a link to allow StreamYard to publish your post. So there's a link in our little bio. If you read it, if you joined on Aaron's page or my page or our Birds of the Heart page, you have to click that link to give StreamYard permission to post your comments, and then we can see them. Sorry about that. Thank you, Aaron. I forgot.
No problem. Because Job is on here. He said it's very important. I love to cuddle and look in their phone to make sure that my new boo don't cheat. LOL.
So how is he? Where's his comments on here? Because he was here last week.
And so I guess it's because it's from the one that I posted on my page that I can see. There's a lot of people saying hello and hey. So I don't know.
Hey, all right. Well, what's up, Joe? Crazy self. Lord have mercy.
Love Job.
We love Job here.
Job is amazing.
And his content. He is very amazing. But it just happens. You will go through the fuck boys. You'll go through the ones that don't mean you no good. The ones that say they want a relationship. The ones that really don't. The ones that still have baggage from their exes. Some still seeing their exes and still living with them, but they trying to date you. Like you'll go through all of the situations, but keep trying. But I think, and again, trying to get back to the topic, every day is not going to be the day where you have to go to bed at the same time. Like life happens.
True.
So, it's good when you have those moments in those days when you can go to bed together. But then some days you're not, and you have to be okay with that. It's not going to be an everyday situation.
I think it's more like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how important is it? And like we talked about on the podcast, your situation is different because you're a flight attendant. So I mean, that's not really realistic all the time. But for me, I'm home most of the time because I work from home. So it is very important for me to have that intimacy and that time. Even if it's not talking, my love language is quality time. So we at home watching Girlfriends and
with our feet with socks on, rubbing feet.
Yeah, I like that. But that means a lot to me.
As long as your feet are done, like don't be rubbing your feet
on. We can put on socks. I'm fine with that.
I can't put no socks on in the bed.
I'm instantly hot when I have socks on in the bed.
I don't really like feet hot. Like that, so. I don't like feet like that. So.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, the next topic. I feel like that was last week. Was that last week?
What was it?
This one. I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't get rid of that one. All right, my bad. Let's go to the next one. Gay black men protect black women more than straight black men. Gay black men protecting black women more than straight black men. All right, Aaron, what's up with the topic?
So, personally, I do feel like that. My main reason is I only have a sister. My mother has 6 sisters. My father has 4 sisters. So everything in my family has always been women driven. And so for me as a gay black man, I'm always trying to protect my black women, period. All of my friends, most of my main friends are women from home. So I always just feel like that even when I see, from our community, if you look at the reality stars, it's the gays that are with them. We're always protecting them. It's always, and I think this goes back to the conversation we had about, what was it we talked about on the podcast about LGBT and what was it? What we talked about?
When?
He said LGBT, aren't all our topics that?
Oh, can we compare the LGBT to the black struggle or something like that?
Oh, can we compare the LGBTQIA struggles within the community to like the civil rights movement, or like the Black struggle in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to that because even in that dynamic, it's so crazy because we talked about the Black Lives Matter thing. That's what I was trying to get to. And it's like, you can't look, personally, I don't look at Black Lives Matter as a Black Lives situation. I feel like it's about police brutality. But Black Lives Mattering is not really the issue, because when we actually look into that, Black lives don't really matter because we still are struggling with Black women mattering, our Black LGBT people mattering, and our mixed people mattering, and different things. So it's just like, for me, I do feel like Black women struggle more than Black men, straight Black men.
What you got, Easy?
I have 8 sisters.
Wow.
Are
you the baby?
No, I'm actually number 7 out of 12. But I have 4 older and 4 younger. I was raised by a Black woman. Like Aaron was talking about his own, I was also surrounded by Black women, and Black men didn't stick around in my life.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times Black men didn't stick around for a lot of the women that are in my family. But I'm always going to ride or die for my Black women.
Yeah.
And I just really feel like I wish they felt the same. A lot don't.
Yes. Okay.
And
yeah.
I wish they would understand and really, because you can go on social media, you can go anywhere, and you can see Black men disrespecting Black women all the time. You don't see that coming from a gay Black man.
Yeah.
A gay Black man is not going to let somebody disrespect a Black woman. It's just not going to happen. Like I'm pretty sure it has happened, but I've never seen it, which means that it's little to none. And I just wish that our Black women rode for us as Black gay men the way we ride for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to say that.
I think that's a struggle to try to explain to them too, because they don't understand the magnitude of, because they put us in that category of, which is why I feel like we still struggle as gay Black people with our community. They don't understand that we really be fighting for them, but they view us as Black men.
And a lot of these monumental moments that have happened as far as the civil rights movement, as far as the Black Lives movement, nothing but Black gay men have been behind that.
Or the authors of, and then having it stripped away because of their sexuality, and then someone buying the rights, or by doing the underlining or the under table stuff to make sure that then it's promoted by a cause of people that are going to be more accepted socially. In the case of the Black Lives Matter movement, it was started by the LGBTQI plus community, and then there's some Black women that currently own the rights, or the movement founders, so to speak, because they have bought the rights to, and etc., because they didn't want to. There was some clashing in terms of belief. Now, I was going to say the exact same thing that the both of you have said in terms of us riding for Black women and supporting and being there for, and then having it turned around to where that same support, that same ride or die mentality that we give them, we don't get in return. And it's always met with some, I don't agree with your lifestyle. And I think we talked about this particularly on the podcast, where I don't need you to agree with what my lifestyle is, and I use that term very loosely. I don't need you to agree. I'm not asking for you to agree. There are things that you do that I might not agree with sexually, or in your life in particular, meaning having 6 baby daddies and 6 kids, and you still trying to make it work. Granted, but then that's praised as a Black woman. You're praised for being able to mother and nurture, and we're not taking anything away from you from that aspect. But the reality is that when it comes around to us as Black gay men asking for support, asking for love, asking for nurturing, asking for leadership, asking for guidance, it's not met the same, because then you don't agree with who we are in the aspect. And the reality is, as we continuously have this conversation over the past couple of weeks, we're still Black men first.
Right.
We're Black men before we are Black gay men. We're Black men, and it's interesting to me that we can still take on the mentality of protection and leadership and guidance and love and acceptance as Black men, and we don't get that in return, regardless of what our sexual preferences are. You know,
Yeah, because we all that, we still get the stones thrown at us. We still get the sticks. Like we still take a beating, and we still riding for y'all. And we still, even for Black men itself, we still riding for Black men.
Yeah.
Straight Black men.
Yeah, yeah.
Because let's be honest. Like, God forbid if something happens to me out here in these streets, as far as like police brutality, are y'all gonna put my face on your shirts? Are y'all gonna sit there and walk down the streets and march with your fist up, looking for justice for me because I was racially profiled? Because the moment y'all find out, oh, he's a Black gay, he's gay too. Oh, wait a minute, hold up, let me stop. Wait a minute. Nah, it's. I just don't feel like we get that same.
Yeah, I've read several articles where people were like, if George Floyd, rest in peace to him, if he was a Black gay male, would we still have the same type of movement that we have as it pertains to?
I don't believe we would, and I'm just being honest. I don't believe we would.
I mean, there's too many gay Black men who have died, and we don't hear that. And I always take it back to Orlando. This has been something that has been forgotten. Like people don't think about this like 9/11 or nothing like that. Like 9/11, I mean, Orlando happened and it went for them.
Yeah. Brandon says, I think we do. We're coming from the medium. We are men, and we just understand the feminine aspect of identity more than the straight man does. I think that's a good aspect. I think, but there's a lot of us that do not embrace the feminine aspect of our own identity, within our community. They don't embrace that by no means. Brandon also says, if straight men and women were smart, they'd respect us as the mediators between the two.
True. That's true.
That's a beautiful comment.
Mm-hmm. If you don't know who Brandon Cannon is, he is an artist. He's a great singer. He happens to be his mom and mama were best friends in their younger years. But he's a great musical artist. Check out his music on iTunes and all platforms. But this is the kind of stuff he writes in his music. Just a comment that's listed below. Like he's a great, and he's from Baltimore.
Well, that's amazing. Well, I'll definitely have to, look up his stuff after this.
Yeah, but that's a great statement. That high just took me out of here. Hey, Brandon. But yes, I think he's absolutely right. You just say it again.
Nothing. Go ahead.
I don't know if he is. I'm gonna have to. I don't want to put it out there in these streets. That ain't none of my business. But I think it's honestly a great conversation and a great topic. I think one of the things we also touched on, or at least that I mentioned on the podcast regarding the same topic, I have a big problem with the word homophobia.
Oh yeah.
Because phobia means to have a fear of something. So you have a fear. So it's saying you're homophobic. You have a fear of homosexuality. But your fear then turns into your fear is displayed outwardly as anger or frustration or met with violence because and I think we talked about this on the podcast too because both of us are big fans of Lovecraft Country and Aaron is finally paying attention, thank God. But in this last episode, the lead character finds out that his dad is gay, and his immediate frustration is not that necessarily that he's gay, but that his father used to beat him for being soft.
Yeah.
That was his immediate frustration. Not, oh my God, he's gay. I can't believe, It was, I'm furious because I have this built up oppression and this built up anger and this built up depression because my father used to beat me for being soft, and he was only beating me because it hid who he was as a person.
But even to think about the question that you're asking about, well, not protecting them, but just the celebration of Black women. Even when we did the podcast, you could tell how I celebrated the fact that what that woman found out how she could be anything. Like I was sold on the show because I'm like, she really tapped in to who she was, and she realized how much she could be, and she let go of what everybody else thought. I celebrated that in that moment when I seen it and on the podcast.
Are you watching Lovecraft, Easy?
I am, but I'm not. And no, don't get me wrong. I've seen one episode, and that was the very first one. And I was like, okay, I gotta get it. It's on my DVR. I just have to get caught up with it.
But you have to actually take time to have time to actually watch it, though.
Yes, and that's the thing. I want to make sure that I'm not preoccupied with other stuff, because a lot of times I'll get caught up and I'm like doing social media stuff, or I'm grading papers, or like I just want to make sure that I'm able to focus in on it, because from the first episode alone, I'm just like, oh wow.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I didn't know what I was watching. I had to go back like 3 times to watch episode 1.
I know people.
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, I know people that literally will watch the episode and then watch it again as soon as it's over, just to make sure they get all of the nuances and things. It's one of those things where you literally have to listen to everything that's being said, because everything that's being said is specific to the plot and the storyline in itself. But then if you listen to the podcast, I was just having a conversation. There's also an accompanying podcast by 2 of the writers from the show, or one of the writers and one, commentator. And they're Black women, and they're talking about that even the surface stuff has meaning. Like, for a perfect example, in one of the episodes, there is a young boy, and I can't think of his nickname, but he has a nickname, and historically, what they've done is that little boy represents Emmett Till, and they use Emmett Till's nickname from his family as representing to this boy. And they're doing, and you'll see it, this is not a spoiler by no means, but they're doing, the kids are doing something with a Ouija board at one point, asking, and they're like, ask a question, and he says, well, how is my trip going to be in Mississippi next week? And the Ouija board moves, not good. Like, those are the kind of things that you have to kind of look into the nuances of the writing of the show, and that's what makes it so amazing. So again, Lovecraft Country, if you haven't heard what we're talking about, that's what we're talking about, but we kind of sidetrailed. But Aaron made a great point in regards to this latest episode on how, and it was really all about feminism, and about how this woman, came into the realization of how much she sacrificed to be who she was, and realized that she wasn't herself.
And they had to keep asking her. Well, I don't think it was like a robot. She had to keep asking her, because she kept saying, "You're not in jail. You're not in jail." And then she kept asking her, "Who is she?" And I think that, as gay people, we've been through that. We've been through the fact of, we really are not in jail. We really just need to realize who we are and be free with that. And I think the same struggle that Black women are going through, we already already have progressed through that. And so like now it's like we're a little bit farther than them. But with the question, I just feel like I wish that, gay Black men and Black women would join forces together and just realize that we're on the same playing field. The problem is that there's DL guys. And that's only thing that Black women know is that there's Black men who are undercover, and that's all that I feel like that's what that's how they look at it, is like we're all DL, and they're like, it's okay if you're out, but then they're still looking at the straight men like they may be gay. And then you have the guys who are DL who may be gay, and they don't know what to do, so they have a very bad taste to it. But really, as gay Black men, like, we're their biggest cheerleaders.
I think we also should take into consideration there is a difference between allyship and support.
Absolutely.
So you've got people like Nene Leakes or any kind of other female celebrity, and they glorify.
She's a supporter, not an ally.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You've got these celebrities that are supporters and will then glorify the gay Black male for making them who they are, right? But A lot of those people are allies to get what they can get for them to be who they are. It's a difference between allies and supporters. Supporters are going to, speak up for you, vouch for you, defend you, stand by you when trouble, when times are hard, and they're going to make it known, right? Allies are going to say, they're going to use the lingo. They're going to be girl, honey, child, sister, whatever. And they're going to get what they can get from you. But when the shit hits the fan, when it comes to you, they're not going to have anything to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Very true.
So just be cautious. I mean, that's the other aspect. Gay men will always support Black women because we love Black women. We idolize Black women to a degree because the Black woman is a beautiful created creature and does it well. They do pulling themselves together. They do it well. We'll idolize you for that, but the reality is we'll also help you and support you and get you to the point so that you can be who you are, but it's not reciprocated when shit hits the fan. So.
And I think for me, like even with my coming out situation with my aunts and with my female friends, like they were my biggest supporters. And like, I never heard them on Mad Day go, oh, he's a queen, he's a fag, he's this, you know what I'm saying? I never heard that. They've always been my supporters. They've been my backbone. Even when I went home a few weeks ago, my one of my best friends, which we hadn't hung out in a long time, but like she loves me so much, and she was just like, who are you dating? She knows about my past marriage, and like she always checks up on me. She always trying to find out what I'm doing and things like that. Like her support is unconditional. And then I have another friend who we're friends, but she in her mind, I am bisexual. That's what she's made up in her mind, and she always reminds me that she believes that because I dated a female before. Prior to me dating men. And so she always reminds me that like you like both. But I know my real friends because they understand the fact that I can tell you 100% I don't want no woman at all.
No parts of the I'm sorry.
None. I'm totally fine with the fashions that I'm wearing.
I do want to say that one of my really close friends that I've had for probably now maybe 18 plus years. We were FaceTiming the other day, and we talked to each other periodically. And she said something to me that I want to share, and she wants to be on the show. So we'll probably have her when she visits because she's coming down the next couple of weeks because she just wants to talk about dick, is what she said.
She was talking about what?
She just wants to talk about dick. That's what she said.
Dick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the place to come.
That's what I said. But
no pun intended?
No pun intended. She said something to me that kind of like, made me weep a little bit. She was like, even in my bigoted misunderstanding about your sexuality, I supported who you are as a person. Even in my brainwashing and, with Christianity and my bigoted prejudice as it pertains to my views or social views of the LGBTQIA plus community, I've always supported you, Dwayne, as a great, talented, man, etc. And that I thought, wow. And she's like, I can admit that I was wrong. I was completely wrong about what I believed and what I was told and what I thought about the LGBTQIA plus community. And that really, 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 kind of spoke to me. If we can get more people to then realize their errors in how they've treated us as Black gay men, and not only realizing the errors, but then coming and identifying the fact that they were wrong, apologize, that will then do a lot of healing for us to be able to move and progress forward in a great relationship.
We got a comment.
Yeah.
From Daryl Antoine. He said, good evening, good conversation. I think it's opposite. Supporters are people who say, I love gay people. Gay people help me, but won't go to bat for you when shit hits the fan. Allies are people who work to build space for you, who advocate for you even when gay people are around.
That's how I see it too.
Yeah, I can take that. Yeah, maybe I had it backwards, but I was right.
I feel like a supporter is so quick to just be like,
Yeah.
put up a fist or post a message here and there. But an ally, like you coming out there in the trenches with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll stand on the front line at the protest for
My
queer
sister,
matters.
my sister Monica, yeah, she surprised me. I won't say surprised, but like, she's coming into her own and she's, being more vocal. And she was always so quiet, but now she's just this force of nature and she's just taking over. Like, she really is like, and I'm seeing her post and I'm seeing her blow up and she's gone viral a couple times. And I'm just like, the words that she's speaking, I'm just like, wow. Didn't even know you were in this corner with me. I did like, sister, I love you. Oh,
Yeah, even with our parents, I had to tell, my mother and I had to have a conversation in regard to, it's all right. We had to have a conversation because she initially did. We'll wait for Easy to come back. You bad?
I'm back. Carry on.
But no, in the very beginning of my coming out phase, my mother had to. She thought defending me was anytime anybody said anything publicly negative about gay people, she was ready to fight because her son was gay.
Mm-hmm.
That she thought that was the defense that I needed. When in essence, she was like, "No, I can't fight everybody, but the reality is, as long as I love you and show that support and become an ally and a supporter, on both ends, then then we're good." All right, is that on that? Are we good?
Yeah, I think so.
That's that on it. I got enough to say. All right, so we're going to our sex topics. And I want to kind of start this off because I had a very interesting conversation yesterday.
Okay.
Shit.
Here we go. All right, so
let me take a drink.
Get your drink. Grab a snack and come on back. So I was talking to a really, really good friend of mine, somebody that I've known for a really long time. We do these periodical check-ins. We know about each other's sexual escapades and we talk freely, we speak freely. It's good to have those kind of friends in your life. It's not gonna hold those kind of things over your head. If you can tell them you were in the bathhouse last night doing whatever, and they can be like, "Oh, well, how was it? What happened?" So this particular person knows where the bodies are buried and where credit cards are, just in case we need to get it popping. And so we were talking because, and Aaron is gonna love this. We were talking because I have identified and always identified as being a verse top, right? Okay. And he has a convertible, yes. And so he was like, I don't ever see you as a verse. I just think you're a verse. And he's like, why do you identify? Why have you decided to identify as a verse top? And I said, it basically what it boiled down to is that my very first bottoming experience had some trauma to it, and not in the like the worst trauma, like nothing like rape or anything of that nature, but more or less like I just have some trauma as it pertains to bottoming. So I had to kind of like unpack it as we were having this conversation. Like, I don't like doggy style for that very reason. I don't really, like, I had to kind of unpack the whole situation. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I identify it because I don't want it's an emotional situation for me. It's an emotional connection for me to be able to give that aspect of myself to somebody. So I want to hear from you guys about your sexual preference in terms of position, and if there is anything that's attached to it, or is it just that's what you like, you've stuck with it this whole time, or do you have some qualms about it? Like, is there an emotional attachment to bottoming versus topping, or like how do you unpack that as your sexual preference?
That is an amusing antidote. No, just
I'm about to log off.
I got that from girlfriends.
Of course.
My first time bottoming was traumatizing. Well, willingly was traumatizing. After that, I don't think I bottomed for like years after that because it was so bad. But I also had better sex with someone else later on in life. So I wouldn't think that would be the reason why that would be. I mean, me and you are two different people, so maybe that's still different. But I did feel like the first time that I bottomed, I would never do it again. But I think because the second time that I did it, it was a more intimate thing. It kind of it kind of made it more acceptable for me, and it made it more pleasurable for me.
Easy.
Job said, "I love ass and I love getting gutted out."
Oh wow!
Who said that?
Job.
Oh, child, we know. Child, we know. Girl, we know. Girl, we know.
I just wanted to add that.
But you know what I'm convinced? I am convinced that this is gonna be Job's Thursday night spot to advertise for his OnlyFans. I'm convinced.
I love my brother.
Y'all need to bring Job on here.
We've been trying. He don't answer emails.
We've been trying to get him on here
and text messages. But you know, he need to do it since he want to publicize his OnlyFans. Let him do a commercial, and we get a percentage of whatever his increase.
He does
10%.
Right. What were you gonna say, Easy?
Oh shit.
You like getting gutted out too?
That's not. I'm not using those words. I'm still classy in these streets. Like I got. Woo. Job that fucked me all up. All right. Okay. I've only bottomed, so that's kind of like all I know. But also at the same time, I'm willing to try other things if I'm put in a comfortable setting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So because it's something I'm not familiar with, and just because I am the person that I am, like if I'm doing something new, I'm like very cautious about. Like it could be anything. If it's anything new that I have not done personally, I'm very cautious over it. Like in my head, I'm running down a to-do list of like what I gotta do, how do I prepare for this? So if I'm put in a comfortable setting, then it's something that I wouldn't mind trying. But because I'm not familiar with it, it just hasn't come up. And everyone I've been with has been, a top. So a top in that moment. Because going back and really, you talk to your friends and be like, "Oh, John, he bought it for me last week." I'm like, "What?"
You gotta be specific with the specifics.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but my first time though was it was like a Disney movie. It was good. Like everything was good. Like it went absolutely beautiful.
Like, bitch, you had birds coming in and singing while you were doing it. Like, what? Yes. You walking through the forest, communing with animals.
We got another comment from Joe. He said, "Eric, we can flip."
So what now? When I get off here, I'm calling Joe. I swear to God.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if I see you in one of his OnlyFans videos,
he was like, he was such an angel when he came on. I
am still that. No, it's funny because I have friends within my circle who we've shared stories and we've talked about things, especially our first times, and a lot of them have had like traumatic first time experiences. But honest to God, mine was really, and I'm thankful for it because, like I said, hearing stories me not knowing anything going into that room with him, he really took care of me. I'll have to say that. Like, he really took care of me. Like, he's in my Easy Said Easy Done group. We're still friends to this day. We still have great communication. Like, he's a cool individual, and being in the position that he was in, he could have took advantage of me.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made that first experience horrible. He could have made it something that I look back on and regret, and that I do see as traumatizing. But he didn't. Like, he took his time with me. He, I know it may sound corny, but he did. And to this day, we talked about it not too long ago. He didn't even know it was my first time.
Mm.
So that made me feel even more like, I was 21 when I had sex for the first time. So, like, he, in my mind, like, he just even shined even more.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm being honest. Like, it's so unfortunate when I hear people talk about their first times and it's like a traumatic experience.
Well, my first time was traumatic. Like, it was traumatic.
Yeah, like, especially when you go into it. Like, did you know what you were doing when you went into it?
No.
See, I didn't know anything. Like, I had never kissed a guy. I had never done any sexual experiences with a guy. And like I said earlier, growing up around like majority of women and hearing stories of them being hurt and this, that, and the other, I told myself I wasn't going to engage with a woman or a man until I figured out what I was feeling inside. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I'm a country boy. I grew up on a farm. It wasn't talked about. So the feelings that I felt, I didn't know what to do with them. It wasn't until I moved to DC where, I could see my feelings being played out in the public. Like, seeing two women walk down the street, seeing two men hold hands and kiss. Like, that's stuff that I'm like, where I came from was just like a taboo. Like, you don't do that. You don't talk about it. So being up here, meeting him, talking to him, yeah, he made it. Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna go into details about what happened, but it was really a really great experience that I look back on and I'm very fond of.
We got a comment from Luce who says, I feel like saying your verse just means you're willing to explore either. It doesn't mean you're on one side or the other. So I just think saying you're a verse top is unnecessary because depending on the person and the vibe, most people would probably be open to either.
I always felt like that. Even when people say they're verse bottoms, to me, it sounds like the same thing. It just means like you're open to whoever you're dealing with.
Why are there so many labels, though?
I mean, that's a really good question. But I think the main reason is for someone who is open to that, sometimes they like one or the other more than the other. So yes, I may want to bottom more, but I'm open to topping my partner whenever they want to do that, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're in a relationship, it's not really a verse top or verse bottom. You're just verse because whatever y'all want to do, y'all gonna do. If you feel like getting some dick, you're gonna get some dick. If you feel like getting some ass, you're gonna get
whatever feels comfortable to you in that moment.
I think the verse top comment comes in for me because what I had to realize, and again, I didn't realize it until the conversation. What, Aaron?
Joe said my first.
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Joe said my first time was tragic. He had me bleeding like I was on my period, but thankful because now I'm a pro.
I want you to log off, Joe. I want you to log off. I do. I want you to log off, friend. I will say the reason that the verse top comment. Okay, let me wait. I'll wait.
I was so.
We got another comment too.
Shit.
From Daryl Antoine. He says, "I say I'm a verse top because I'm good at topping, and I like topping. But with the right guy, I will bottom. So I'm a top bottom."
You a what?
I think
he's bottom.
He's a versatile top is what he's saying.
He's a convertible, as we like to call it.
He's a convertible.
I think for me, the versatile label comes in because I had to, and I didn't realize this until I've had the conversation yesterday, that I don't like aggressive tops, and I don't like you to then look at me and lustfully. Like I need you to take your time and realize what you're doing and consider me as a person and not me as a object. So
that's understandable.
Oh, we got another one.
How are you getting these comments?
Because they're on my Facebook.
But they didn't. They should be.
I know. We'll have to figure this out the next time because I don't know how to tell them what to do. But it's from Andrew. He says, "I think it depends. Many guys say they're versed because they still tie bad stigma to being less of a man by being penetrated. So they say versed to not claim actually being a bottom."
There are some cases of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can agree.
And there's a lot of bottom shaming too. So especially if you're a masculine person, if you bottom, you like damn to hell at this point. So
I think if they stop using it as an insult.
Yes.
Like stop using bottom as an insult because at the end of the day, you want a bottom.
Well, you want to experience that at some point.
I mean, I never felt any type of way about it. And I learned about side note to that, I learned about a new term. Someone, and I'm gonna post about it tomorrow, Aaron, and I'm gonna tag you in this shit too.
You gotta put thing too, Dwayne, so that I can put it in here so they can show up on there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What?
A lot of comments.
You said what?
You got to send me that link so they can approve it so they can get on here because I'm getting a lot of comments.
Hold on. Brandon says, bingo. Job's got bingo. Give him his prize so he can log off because he's taking me out of here.
Andrew said again, he said, I find that most in guys who still have healing to do. So some verse tops are actually bottoms, but only like masculine men.
Here's the other issue I think I have with this is that there are so many avenues. Everybody is a label for various reasons. There is not one.
I'm telling you.
There's not one lane. There's not one lane. Everybody's experience is different. Mine is emotional. I'm not a full bottom because there is an emotional aspect and an attachment to it that requires me to not want to give it to everybody. I'm not giving my ass to everybody. That's not happening.
It's convertible.
Right.
And
I want the top.
Yeah.
Wait.
With the hydraulics.
Not the hydraulics. That's some OnlyFans type movement right there.
Okay.
That's gonna get your viewership up. But yeah, I learned about a new term today. So
God.
Like, I'm so serious. Someone was just like, you're a totem.
A what?
And I'm like, what's a totem? And they were telling me that you are a bottom that looks like a top.
Oh, Joe said, that's interesting, Dwayne. One time a top said he was turned off because he was an aggressive bottom. Now, let's talk about this.
Wait. What?
He said, that's interesting, Dwayne, because one time a top said he was turned off from him because he was an aggressive bottom.
Because Job was an aggressive bottom.
Yeah, not
Some people don't like that. Some
Dwayne,
people do not like aggressive bottoms. Some people do not like power bottoms.
Wait.
I'm not saying
y'all talking at the
bottom.
same time.
Why did you want to know what he said?
Why did I want to know who said?
Joe, were you about to be like, you thought he was calling you an aggressive bottom?
No, I didn't hear you because y'all were talking at the same time. That's why I was like, wait, I can't hear. Okay, so Joe, what did you say, Easy?
I was kind of agreeing with Joe. Like, some people do not like aggressive bottoms. But then some people are used to aggressive bottoms.
Mm-mm.
So that, because then you got that label as being a power bottom. Like, you can just take any old type of dick.
I think a power bottom and an aggressive bottom a power bottom and an aggressive bottom is two different things.
Okay.
And
what were you gonna say, Aaron?
I was saying aggressive bottom and aggressive bottom and a power bottom are two different things. Because an aggressive bottom is someone who is like, it's aggressive sex, like it's uncomfortable. A power bottom just can take dick for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours and get smashed. It doesn't matter how they get smashed. But it's not because the bottom is being aggressive. An aggressive bottom, actually, when I top, I hate it.
Say what now?
When I top, I hate an aggressive bottom because it's very uncomfortable.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. It doesn't feel good.
Luce says there's also the generalization that being a top equals masculine and being a bottom equals feminine.
Absolutely.
No.
What did Job, now go back to Job's comment, Aaron, of what Job said and what you were going to say in regards to that.
He was just saying that one time a top said that he was turned off from him because he was an aggressive bottom. Which means Job was throwing it back too hard.
Or there was no passion or no intimacy. It was just a fuck. And that some people like that and some people don't.
Well, a lot of times people feel like that because the bottom is having porn sex.
So what
now? Oh, true. Yeah, the bottom is having porn sex.
Meaning like they trying to put on a show. And it's not about the pleasure, it's about the performance.
And if you've seen any of Job's performance, then you understand that kind of.
I've never seen
his performance either.
I have. I'm not even gonna lie.
I've seen the clips, but I haven't seen no aggressiveness that I was like.
No, it wasn't aggressive. I don't know. I don't think it's aggressive.
Like, hold on. Let me call him real quick and say, brother, let me teach you some things.
Oh, my heart.
Jason said, what did I just walk into?
I don't know.
And Brandon says, you just walked into Jumanji. This is
where everything's bigger.
Right.
I'll be trying to post Joe on my Twitter page so they can follow him.
I've never seen Joe on your Twitter.
I posted him today on my Twitter.
I'm gonna have to go check it out. Because I'm not following Joe on Twitter, but I'll follow Joe.
You influence our process.
I told him to get on Facebook and Instagram and get on Twitter if you want that OnlyFans to pop severely.
Twitter is a whole situation. Like Twitter, you can only open Twitter in the privacy of your home.
It's the best answer for the OnlyFans.
Don't open Twitter while you're sitting next to nobody, honey, because you scroll too far and it's gonna be a whole situation.
Twitter. My friends get on me so much about Twitter.
Why?
I love Twitter.
Because there's certain people that follow me on Twitter and they think that I'm doing things, but I'm not doing things. I'm being my good Christian self. Like when Raheem Shabazz followed me, I was just like, wait a minute. Oops.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm on Twitter. Who's gonna make it pop?
Follow Joe. Hold on. Where's my phone?
Please, I need Joe to
tell you who to follow.
Is that Jusan Williams?
Yeah,
said Jusan. I'm on Twitter. Who's gonna make me pop? I'm not signing up for nothing. I'm just
this person right here.
What is that? What?
That's who you follow. That's Joe.
That's Joe?
Yes.
I'm about to follow Joe right now. What's the link? Shout him out on Twitter.
That is it's Mr. Carmel. It's MISTA.
Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
MIS
TA
KAR AMEL.
Got it.
Job, I need 10%.
Okay. Job, I'm following. Boom. There we go. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh shit.
I support my friends.
All right. I expect to follow that and I'll retweet this stuff.
I support all my friends.
Yes. Jesus.
He said, "Hey."
He said, "Job, like in the Bible."
Like in the Bible.
You have no idea.
He parting seas, all right.
Andrew said, "Laugh my ass off talking about you, a good old Christian. Laugh my ass off, child."
I am.
I try not to show his ass crack.
You did
We on the
good,
Facebook.
Are we ready to move on to the next sex topic,
Yes,
guys?
we are. We're ready.
I'm ready. I'm
Job, I need 10% though.
The next topic. Have you ever been late because you've had to masturbate?
I went first the last time.
Easy. What you got?
I can't recall because I have a schedule. So I don't think I've ever been late because I had to masturbate.
I have.
I really don't think. Yeah.
I have. If I'm severely late, it's probably because I was handling some business.
I've never been late for masturbating. Sex, but not masturbating.
And you told a story on the podcast about your lunch break, Aaron.
Oh yeah, when I had sex on my lunch breaks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, I mean, I heard about it on TV shows and stuff, so I wanted to see what it was like. Come through when your lunch break. Unfortunately, that it lasts longer than the lunch break. But thank God I had flex time. Wayne Queen on what?
They want to see.
Did y'all see that comment?
Wayne Queen
on his Twitter. No, he was talking about his Twitter.
Because I saw that face and I thought.
I thought that's what it meant too. My mind's everywhere.
He is still commenting. Now, Dwayne been reading all the comments. He ain't reading these ones.
We'll scroll through these. We'll scroll.
He ain't reading none of those comments. But no, I've masturbated at work though, but I wasn't late because I was at work doing it.
You masturbated at work?
Yes.
What the heck?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I think every job I've had, I've masturbated in the bathroom at work. You know, sometimes you're at work, you're scrolling through Twitter, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
See, I don't get on my Twitter at work.
No. Twitter only comes out when you are in the confines of an enclosed space with the door closed and nobody else is around you.
I like to talk
what
to my
Dwayne said. Exactly what Dwayne said.
I like to talk to my followers on Twitter.
You do.
I talk to mine too, but I don't scroll. Like I'll post.
I don't scroll neither, but sometimes I'm talking and then I see porn and I'm like, oh, let me pass that one. Oh, and I'm comment. Oh, more porn. And then things just start getting hectic.
You're just supposed to like it and save it for later.
I'm having conversations, so I don't know.
You know how Twitter has that like if you open it on an iPhone, I'm not sure about anything else, but when it comes up, the Twitter bird comes on and then it closes, and then you'll go back to whatever you were the part of the feed that you were looking at prior to.
Yes.
And so what ends up happening is most of the time it's like I don't remember the last thing I looked at on Twitter, and then that screen goes away with the bird on it, and all of a sudden it's all of this.
Yeah, that's how mine goes.
Stuff.
I didn't even realize that Twitter showed. Yes, at work. I didn't even realize that Twitter shows your followers what you like. I thought that was like a private thing.
Wait, first of all, I don't know what Jason is talking about.
Wait, there's porn on Twitter now.
There's always been porn on Twitter.
Oh, like since 2009.
Before that.
Yeah.
Twitter has no censorship.
No censorship
at all.
At all. You get
All
your
right.
jollies off in 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Joe said, I'm a freak, but I can't masturbate at work, but I have to rub one out every night.
I don't have to.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to rub one out every night.
Yeah, I don't have to do it every night. I can go a couple days and whatnot. I'm going weeks actually, so
I barely ever do it, and because I don't go to a job, I probably rarely do it. Andrew said Twitter is the new Tumblr. LOL.
It really is.
Everybody left Tumblr and said, "Hey, Twitter."
It's not the new Tumblr. Twitter's been like that before Tumblr.
It's just that Twitter got, I don't know, Tumblr. I don't know what happened. Why did Tumblr pop so hard?
I don't really know. I know Tumblr and Twitter were like neck and neck.
Yeah,
it's always been like that. And we talked about this on the podcast because when I originally got on Twitter back in 2008, we had a group called the Freak Squad.
Here we go.
And they used to have Twitter after dark. So after midnight, you post all your freak stuff, and then by the morning time, you would delete it. But now they got it to the point where you can leave it up all day. So
there were Facebook groups like that.
Yeah, it was Facebook. Yeah. But Twitter not started that off.
Yeah.
And Facebook would block you and stuff and stop it, but Twitter never did.
Yeah, Facebook would. Yeah, I gotta be careful what I post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because they used to have tiny chat, and you would post your stuff, and then they were getting tiny chats. Everybody be jacking off together. It'd be like 12 people together, and they'd be going at it.
I've never been a part of those type of things.
Listen.
I'm mad. I just counted the numbers like
you did. That's why I was like 4, 8, 12. What?
What type of? Let me shut up.
Don't even ask, child.
If anybody's watching, if y'all remember Tiny Chat, let us know. But Tiny Chat go down.
House Party is the new Tiny Chat.
It is actually.
I just can't masturbate everywhere. Like I gotta be in my house. Like it's just not no.
Joe said that's the only way that I can go to sleep. It's a habit I've been masturbating since about the age of 8.
No, I know. I didn't
even know masturbation was.
I was about to tell a story and I was about to out myself. Like I was about to tell myself. I didn't.
Tell us so easy.
I was like I want to say, yeah, I was in my 20s, 21. Yeah, when I first actually masturbated, like, because like I said, I didn't know I didn't have a sex conversation. I didn't have no birds and the bees type shit. Like no one gave me that conversation. I remember my first, like, as I look back on it now and talking with my friends and everything, like I remember my first wet dream. And I would literally go to bed thinking about niggas. Cause I'm like, oh my God, what, I don't know. Like I would have like dreams about it. And then I would wake up and there'd be a mess down there. And I didn't know what that was about either. But like, okay, I'm so sorry. All right. I woke up in the middle of one night and I busted all over myself. And like I said, I didn't know what cum was. I didn't know what masturbation was. I didn't know what ejaculation, like, did not know anything. And I just remember like panicking because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, is there something wrong down there? And who do I tell? How do I tell somebody? I just remember my mother coming in because I think she heard me me. She heard something. And when she came in and like she flipped the switch, she was like, "Are you okay?" And she saw me, I saw her, and then she just cut the lights off, and then she left. I'll never forget that moment, and I'm sorry, Mom, that I told that. But
so can I tell you even worse story than that? And I think I told this on the podcast before.
Okay.
The even worse story than that was I had never heard of masturbating either. And so I think I had found out about it. I want to say the first thing I remember was in my grandmother's bathroom. And it was Vaseline in the bathroom. And I was trying to use the empty toilet paper roll, but it was like too big, so I couldn't really do it.
Whoa, whoa. The way this story is going.
I'm gonna tell you, it gets worse. It gets worse. So I couldn't do it. So I ended up using my hand because I figured it out or whatever. And that was the first time I ever ejaculated. So I had never heard of like coming or nothing like that. My parents had never talked to me about it or nothing like that. But I just knew how I felt. So I was like, I done found some secret shit out. So I jacked off everywhere, to the point like where I would get in trouble. And why are you laughing?
Because now I remember the story. I remember you told the story that you literally used to masturbate everywhere.
Yeah, like I used to, like my teacher would kick me out of the classroom, and underneath the desk, I would jack off in the hallway. I would do it in the bathroom at school. One time I remember doing it in Saturday school underneath my coat, and I would just let it sit in my underwears. But I didn't know nothing about it. So I pull the coat over my head, and I would just come in my underwears, and I would literally like not think no one knew about it. And like as an adult, I'm thinking like I wanted people to know what I was doing.
Can we end this now? Can we just like I don't know where this podcast is supposed to go after this. I didn't sign up for this. Like I don't know what's going on. Because a lot just happened in that story, and
honestly, I did not know. I did not know that it was like a thing. I never had we never talked about sex in my family, nothing like that. So when I found out that it was like a thing, I was so embarrassed because I'm like, I don't know who's seen me doing this, or no one's ever said it to me about or anything. So I'm thinking no one knew that I did it, but I used to do it everywhere.
And I'm quite sure everybody knew, even though you thought nobody knew. Everybody knew what you were doing.
No one's ever brought it up to me ever in life. So, and
they were probably thinking like, that's the nasty kid who jacks off in class. Anybody trying to talk to you and talk about that? I know I wouldn't. I'm over here trying to take my math test. This is why that nigga failing now.
That's me.
Like,
back to the topic at hand. While we're talking, we'll come back to Aaron and his excessive masturbation as a young kid. Brandon says, I too suffer from mesothelioma at work, Aaron. But seriously, I have been late before. It was a particular season where I woke up in the mood for a week straight, and I got so good, I lost track of it. It got so good, I lost track of time. So that has happened. Lewis says, this Aaron masturbation story always gets to me.
I ain't never heard the thing. Like,
yeah, everybody is loving the Aaron masturbation story. That always makes me chuckle. All right, let's move on to our next topic. In the verse world, rather, would you or could you give up one of your sex positions indefinitely to be with a man who only identifies with only being top or bottom? So meaning if you are verse and someone says, I'm only a top and I'll always ever be a top, etc., would you be able to, or would you be willing to be a bottom full time and not explore your versatility because that person that you're deciding to be with is only the opposite of what you prefer?
Yes, full time and part time. Like,
it's a job, honey.
Hello, I'm trying to be seasonal. That's all I'm trying to do. Like,
it's the winter, so I'm about to switch over. Right?
You know,
you done had everything else.
like I said, because I've been transitioned, I've only been with people who have taught me, so I don't know what it's like. But I'm not. To make a relationship work, it takes communication. It's a give and take type of situation. So if I happen to fall in love and get with somebody who is verse, or however they want to say, verse top, verse bottom, whatever, you know, I'm willing to try those things if they're willing to try them with me. So I'm here for it. You know, it's just trial and error.
We got
work with me until we get it, until we perfect it, so
until
we both
figure it out.
Yeah, and make it fun.
And that's why we have this podcast. This is why we talk about the things we talk about, because it's been trial and error in our personal lives.
Yeah.
Luce says it's a no for me. Luce says he's versatile, fully versatile. What you said? You had some comments.
Yeah, we got Andrew. He said we would have to be open.
Open. Oh, that's not even on the table.
With my last relationship, I did that. He was a total top, so I was a total bottom for that 10-year span.
Wait.
Son says, look.
Joe said he can't be with a total bottom.
Because he is okay.
Listen. He said he can't be a total bottom. Yes. Okay.
Listen. Don't tell me nothing this Joe say here.
Before you even say this, though, if y'all listen to the actual podcast, the sound clip, did you listen to it, Dwayne?
I haven't listened to it today. I had a whole day of issues.
If you listen to the podcast, Dwayne makes me add sound clips to the podcast.
They are so hilarious. They're hilarious.
If you listen to the podcast, I went in on this section of the podcast with sound clips, and it kills me every time I listen to it today. But make sure you guys check that out if you haven't. It was hilarious because Dwayne found so much humor in saying, could you imagine Aaron having to be a total top?
Yes, because as Aaron has said on the podcast, Aaron is not preferred topping, and it's like it's a chore for him. He's not really happy about it. He'll do it if he really likes you, but you're gonna get like 3 pumps and that's it. Like he is not a top by no means. And could you imagine if Aaron fell in love with a bottom and all they wanted to do? I
wouldn't mind being with a versatile person, but if I had to just top the entire time, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it's a no-go. I'm sorry. I may love you to death, but I just don't love you enough for us to just be topping the whole time.
I think that tickles me because I know how you are. Kwame says to make a relationship work, there is sometimes a compromise.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Brandon says, for me, ideally I would love to, but eventually what's true will seep through. In the past, I've always felt sexually unfulfilled, deciding to do that, etc.
Deciding to do what?
I'm about to say, I need you to build on that, sir.
So he'll put it in another.
Brandon, because we're missing a part of this.
Yeah. I want to say something about it, but I feel like there's a piece missing.
Yeah, there's a piece missing.
No.
I wasn't ready.
No. Only things opening doors, windows, bank accounts, and jars of peanut butter, but not a relationship. Not for me or in my house. See?
I agree with you. I don't think I could do an open relationship. No, I just
yes, Starbucks.
It's like it's not 3 pumps. Hilarious. So
you never gonna let those 3 pumps go, are you?
Because that's what you said. You was like, you get 3 pumps. That's it.
Oh, Jusan is very confident in what he does.
Jusan is very confident in what he does. For me, I can make folks what I need them to be. Period.
Joe said, Dwayne, I consider myself a verse bottom who loves taking the D and occasionally giving it 1 or 2 times a year. LOL.
So I need you to film those 1 or 2 times a year, Joe, and put those on your OnlyFans page.
I'm with Joe. I'm trying to give it to you.
I've learned a lot of things about Joe this year because I've seen he eats ass. I never knew that. So I mean, I've learned a lot.
That's true. Now, and here's the thing: I'm not coming for Job. I love Job. I love what he's doing. He's being himself. He's being free, and we promote all of that. So there's no animosity or no hate towards Job. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, you see him going for Job. No, we love Job.
Can we pause for a second? Because Brandon he's not really giving us nothing with these comments that he's making.
Deciding
on one of my sex positions. indefinitely. But which one are you giving up?
Oh,
I don't think it's about giving up your sexual positions indefinitely. I think if you are coming together with someone and you're establishing a relationship, you're having those type of conversations where you're compromising on things.
But the actual question is, you're giving up indefinitely based on what the question says. You're giving up a sexual position indefinitely to be with someone who's not willing to compromise for you. So you're saying, I'm versatile, but this person is a top, and now I'm gonna have to be a bottom and not be versed. So where am I gonna be able to fulfill my top needs?
What was this situation? What was this coming before that?
Because the previous one.
I don't know. I don't think that's right.
It's past. I've always felt sexually unfulfilled, decided to do that.
So he's saying he would be sexually unfulfilled if, the truth is what him being versed.
The other, okay, got you.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should suppress their sexual desires for anyone else, because at the end of the day, it's going to build up. It's going to erupt and explode in the worst way.
Yeah.
Or you're going to find it somewhere else.
And that's the worst way.
Lewis says, I hate a restrictive bedroom. I would prefer a free-flowing, non-restrictive trial and error. I'm sure is what he meant. I could do it, but I prefer to explore. What were you going to say, Aaron?
We got Roddy Rich. He says, my last relationship, I was versed. He was mostly a top. I can't count the number of times he let me hit. Never the freak again.
Ciao. All right. So the last sexual question for the night. This has been very interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you. Would you be monogamous with a person, or with the perfect guy rather, that has a little shrimp?
Hell to the no, no.
Would you be monogamous with the perfect guy that has a little shrimp? Yeah. Easy is having a hard time formulating some words over there.
I don't understand the question.
Would you be monogamous with a perfect guy, but he has a small dick?
How small are we talking?
A shrimp.
What'd you say, Aaron? What did you say?
That guy's his dick was about this big. That I experienced. This is my experience. Roddy Rich said, "Hell to the no."
I'm not small dick shaming anybody.
I'm not either.
But and I'm not saying that I have the biggest.
All right, wait. You gotta bend this part though, because that's not it.
And I'm not saying that I have the biggest ass, but that's not even getting past my cheeks. So, and I'm not trying to set you up for failure because you don't meet certain, and it's not certain requirements. It's just like
it's certain requirements.
But if you can't get past the cheeks to really get in there, I feel like I done said too much. Look,
so easy. You gonna stand up and show the people the cheeks?
If y'all want to hear my story about this,
Dwayne, what you not gonna do? Dwayne, what you not gonna do?
I can't be the only one cakey on the show. I can't. Y'all can't.
You can follow me at EEY123.
Or you can.
I promise you, I'm tagged in something of Aaron's. I know I am, so I'm there as well. So I'm just saying, there's pictures. There was a whole live video a week ago. Shit. Wait.
There's advertisements.
I'm not saying there's advertisements. I'm just saying, like, if you can't get past the cheeks, then there's really there's nothing we can really do.
So
y'all humping.
So if he's saying that and you're saying that, what am I doing?
Stand up, Aaron.
I'm not standing up.
I was so tempted just now just to stand up, but I'm not.
I tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna make it real interesting. If y'all stand up, I'm gonna stand up. And you know I don't stand up.
I'm not standing up.
It's got to be a unanimous vote between all three of us. Let me just say that. I'm so glad Damon is not on here tonight.
We need best friend. We need best friend.
Like that's his best friend. I'm glad neither one of our best friends are on here tonight. Like
Roddy Rich said that can't make me flinch. Job said, hell no, I need like 10 to 12 to fill me up. I can work
the video.
about 8 or 9 as husband dick. And Roddy Rich said I need at least 9, but it depends on the girth.
Kwame said, I mean, if he is not talented in the lower regions and you really like him, there's always a strap-on option for your
But we lesbians?
We lesbians.
A strap. I just feel like that would eat at someone's.
I got my own dildos. I don't need a strap one.
Thomas said, easy said, it's not you, it's me. My booty's too big.
You know what? I did the period challenge not too long ago.
I did too.
The what?
The
Did
period.
you see mine, Aaron?
I did.
No, what is that?
I seen yours. I did mine.
You know what?
Do I need to do one?
Hold on. I'm going to send it to you, Dwayne. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see here. And then we'll go from there. How about that?
Can you post that on here, Dwayne?
It depends what he's sending. It just depends.
It's not bad. I was gonna send mine too.
Wait a minute, hold on. I don't know yours by heart, Dwayne. What's your IG?
My IG is Dwayne Q. So DEWAYN Q.
Or can you just show it on the screen?
I mean, I can show it.
Here's my period challenge.
Oh, making the P out of. Okay, I haven't seen these. I didn't know that's what it's called.
Okay, then all right. If that's what we're doing, hold on.
Now, see, Kwame Remy, what we not gonna do is we're not gonna put my business out on the street like this. This is what we're not gonna do.
I told him he turned around, turned them lights on. It was.
Come on, Arch in the back, honey. Yes, I haven't done the period challenge. Yeah, I saw it. Don't make it. No, I saw it.
Roddy Rich said, "Strap on the fuck. I'm a cheat."
Hilarious. I don't know if I can do the period challenge. I don't know about that. But we'll talk offline about the period challenge. Kwame said sorry for him. He's trying to put my business out of the streets. And me being able to do the period challenge. All right. Any other topics for sex, guys? Anything else you want to throw out there before we call it a night?
I thought I had sent you something else.
I just thought of a story too. I'll say that for another day.
No, come on, easy. Listen. We try to have you as a permanent fixture on the show, so you share as much as you need to.
Share with us because you can't share with us on the podcast. Share with us on the live.
I don't know. I had met this guy. It was like when I was first experimenting. Like I had already had, I had my first sexual experience, so I knew a little bit about. Oh, that's so bad. I said a little bit, but I knew a little bit about some things. But there was this guy we met at a gas station. He was pumping gas. I was pumping gas. I'm 6 foot. He was definitely taller than me. He had to be like 6'5", 6'6". Huh?
You 6 foot?
Yeah.
Wow.
Baby, people like climbing trees on social media. I'm just saying. So.
Anywho, we had exchanged numbers and everything, and I just thought it was everything because I'm like, this is a man who just approached me out of nowhere. Anywho, started talking and everything. Some time has gone past. I invite him over. We start making out, and I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna get bigger. So because I don't know anything else. Because my first experience, he happened to be on the larger spectrum of things.
You said it's going to get bigger.
Because it didn't grow. Like I just figured maybe he's like when he
He's a shower, not a grower.
Yeah,
I got you.
So I'm just thinking, maybe it's gonna grow into something, but it didn't grow into anything. And I was just like, how can someone be so like everything is just big? And I'm just like, it wasn't big there. And so I didn't know how the experience was gonna go. So literally I'm running through my mind, like how am I gonna do this? What I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, because I'm just like I'm checked out of the situation at this point in time. I pull back some, my 4 years of drama, I like to act and whatnot. I instantly start to cry on I instantly start to cry. I pray to God that he's not like one of your viewers or a fan.
I would have cried.
I instantly start to cry, and he stops, and he's like he's very attentive. He's like, "What's wrong? What's going on? Are you okay?" And I'm just like, I haven't had sex or been with a man since my boyfriend was murdered, and I didn't know what else to say.
I'd rather teach you some things.
Dwayne, don't look at me like that. Dwayne, wait. Dwayne. Like I told him that my boyfriend had died. I haven't been with anybody since. It was a traumatic experience. I didn't know what to do. He stopped. It was, are we done? Are we done?
This is a good topic, though.
I feel like we're done. I think we should be done.
That's like, bitch. He catfish. He
They're laughing
called
at
me
you
20 minutes
on my live. They're laughing at you on my live. I'm just telling you that.
I mean, we got some great comments from this.
Like I said, I did not know what to do. I did not know what. Like, please don't judge me if you are out there looking. And I remember his name was Kevin. I think it was Kevin. But I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Not 2 million flights of stairs.
Please.
Okay. So let's unpack this with Easy, y'all.
Wait. This is a good topic. What is the worst story you've ever told to get out of having sex with somebody?
Oh, God.
I didn't know what to do. I swear. I wish I had more gay friends at that time to talk to. But I just didn't have anybody. Like, I was literally by myself. And the only real gay friend I had
was
two females. I had 2 female gay friends, so I couldn't really go to them about it.
I don't think you should. How long? I mean, I'm sure this was years ago, Easy, right?
It was definitely years ago. Like, it's like, what's today? October 1st. I'll be 34 on October 25th. This was when I was like 21.
So we doing a virtual Easy birthday party for the live for your birthday?
We can. I'm down with that.
You okay with that, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. But yeah, this happened when I had to be like 22, 23. And like I said, I didn't have sex until I was 21. So I had very little experience. So when this big old man come at me and he just pull out that, and I didn't know what to do with that.
Roddy Rich said, "Were you even hard?"
Huh?
Roddy Rich said, "Were you even hard?"
He was hard, but it just I'm sorry. Like, I really am. Like, if
don't apologize. Don't apologize. You are getting the story off your chest.
Wait, what's the worst story you've told someone to get out of sex?
Oh man. Okay. So in a similar situation to Easy, I had left New Orleans after Katrina and went to Baltimore. I was back in Baltimore with family, and I was going to the gym off of Route 40. There's like a Planet Fitness or like a LA Fitness or something of the sort there. So I was going to the gym, and I would see this dude, and he was like, body, just fun, just body. And so you know, we would lock eyes every now and then, and I would go about my business. And so I was leaving the gym one night, and he was leaving the gym one night. He got in his car, I got in my car. We went down the hill and got, to get some gas. So I went and got some gas, and who would pull up beside me on the other side of the pump for him. I'm like, oh, okay, so you need some gas too, okay. So
we all need gas.
we all need gas, okay. So he starts then like pumping his gas, but then he like gets in the car and he's like trying to do busy work, like he's not paying attention, like he's cleaning out the inside of his car. He's picking up stuff off the floor and throwing it in the trash can just to look at me on the other side of the pump, and I'm like, got him. Okay, so
boyfriend.
Because
that whole got him just got me.
I got So I'm like, well, what's up? I see you working out, and so we started the conversation, and so the conversation was great. It was one of those like, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. We just have an instant conversation, and so some time passed. We exchanged numbers. He texted me. He was like, hey, I live in close to DC, which, and thinking about it in hindsight, if you are working out in Catonsville or Randallstown, that's nowhere near DC. So I'm like, okay, but nonetheless, for the people that are from Baltimore, you know what I'm talking about. So we meet up. He said, okay, come by my house. He does all the stops, the cooking. It's the little date night. He's wearing a little tank top, so everything is out. So I'm just like, okay, this is about to be good. I have a little salad because I don't want no issues. And so, we get to the petting and the kissing and the things that are going on, and he comes out of his clothes, and in a similar situation, it is not up to par. And as we have all said on this podcast or this live, all of us are cakey. So you're not going to get past the cakes if you're not working with something that can get past at least the top. So I texted my best friend and I said, now we're kissing, and I'm like, oh, my phone's ringing, and my phone, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, give me 1 minute, and I'm like, hey, listen, I need you to call me and tell me that you were in a car accident and you need me to come and get you right now, like right this second. And so, sure as my name is, he called my phone. Oh my God, I just got in the car accident. I can't. I was like, oh, I gotta go. And I just kind of ghosted him after that because he kept trying to like reach out, and I was just like, no.
Oh my God.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't. You wasn't ready. You wasn't ready.
Because I feel Dwayne, because even the guy I was talking about, he reached out multiple times afterwards, like for weeks, just to make sure I was okay, how I was doing, and I felt so bad, but I'm just like,
I feel so cruel because of what I did.
Well, what did you do, Aaron? Before we get to comment, Brandon says we should do a virtual costume birthday party for Easy.
Well, that'd be fun.
Brandon just trying to see me in something skimpy.
Probably. Okay, go ahead, Aaron.
So, I told the story on the podcast, but I didn't get out of it. I was very vindictive because I just needed to find out what this man thought was going to happen. So I was pledging for a fraternity. I won't say which one it was.
Now I'm intrigued even more.
But at the time, while we were online, we were supposed to be on social media, or at that time, it was like Yahoo and AOL chat and stuff like that. But me, I was still in all of it. And so me and this guy been chatting back and forth. So the school that I went to, they took us to another school to go to set. And me and this guy, we were like trying to figure out how we knew each other when I got there, because we both looked familiar to each other. So I'm like, how do I know him? Like, it was just really bothering the hell out of me, and I know it was bothering him. So I got back home after that, and I got onto Yahoo chat again, and because I was horny at that time. And I was like, I got on there and I realized who it was. So I logged off. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to get caught with none of this shit. So the guy finds me on Facebook. He was like, oh, I know you. So I'm thinking that he thinks he knows me from Facebook, but he realized that he knew me from Yahoo Chat. So I think a few days later, he was like, I'm not going to say nothing or whatever, but I want to come chill. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So he's a really short guy.
Yes.
Yes, Lewis. Yes, he does.
Yes.
He's a really short guy. And most of the time, from the experience that I've had, most short guys are really endowed. So I was like, all right, let's do this. So he came to my house. I was laying in my bed or whatever. And things started happening. We started undressing or whatever. And he took his clothes off. And when he took his clothes off, I'm like, where's the rest? Like, I was confused. And so he was like really trying to do it. So in my mind, I'm like, I want to see if this is really going to happen. And my ass is not small. So I'm like, I just want I showed him already. I just want to see how this works. So, we start kissing and stuff or whatever. And then he gets back there and he feels like he's in there, but he's fucking cheeks. And he's like, oh, you like that? You feel that? And I'm like laughing. But I'm like, oh yeah. Like I'm just like going along with it because I don't want to let him down. But I also think it's funny. So like, I'm trying to be in the moment or whatever. So he finally comes or whatever. This is terrible. And so he really thought that we had sex. And I was just, I laughed so hard after he left because he kept trying to do it afterwards. And I guess I should have probably told him, but I didn't have the heart to do it.
Let's just chuck it up to the fact that we were just young.
Yes.
We were very young. Like if the situation came to me now, it'd be a whole different type of situation.
I would like to thank my God first. He is the light of my life. Roddy Rich said, I am freaking screaming.
Like you just.
And I'm gonna just say this: if y'all listen to the podcast, there's a part 2 to this story.
There is.
That's even worse than that. I'm not gonna do that on here, but it's worse than that. And I just feel sorry to this man.
But I think Easy is right. We were young.
Yes.
In the cases of these situations.
Yeah,
now it will probably be a different story. Like, hey,
but that's why when you said this big, I was like this. I always when I do that, I always refer to that man.
Yeah, like being older, being wiser, being more knowledgeable about things, and being not to mention being secure in myself. I feel like the situation would be different if it happened now. Because our needs and our wants are completely different now. So
yeah. I think even your experience is different.
Yeah, a small penis might be something I can work with right now. Who knows?
Shoot your shot.
Hello.
Sorry to this man. That was so Kiki Palmer of you. All right. So
Roddy Rich, did you put your mouth on it? No.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It was like, no.
I'm like, you're not about to tickle my teeth.
Yeah.
Your teeth.
Not even my teeth, my lips. No.
All right. So if that is that on that, is that on that, guys?
It is. I can't talk about nothing else tonight. Y'all got me out here showing out.
Roddy Rich said his uncircumcised stories are worse.
Oh, my very first boyfriend was uncircumcised, and I had to learn how to deal with that situation.
That's never been a problem for me.
Well, because some uncircumcised men don't clean the foreskin very well.
Ooh.
I've been very anti-uncircumcised and probably till this last year.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Say that again, Aaron.
I've been very anti-uncircumcised men until this last year, probably. That is that on that, yes.
Tommy said it's like slipping a thick milkshake through a tiny straw. But I think I really love
you're asking a podcast about a penis pump.
I did ask you if you would consider, like, if the person didn't have a very endowed penis, would you consider like enhancement, like a penis pump, or
It doesn't make it longer though,
those
right?
even work? Do those really like work?
Yeah, that's what I asked. I thought this made it thicker, not longer.
I mean, it's suction, right? So it's like pulling. I would assume. I don't know.
Like it swells it up, not makes it longer.
So,
I don't know.
I don't know. I never believed in those things.
Yeah.
Are you a sex toy person, Easy?
I am not. But like I said, I'm not saying that I wouldn't try them. I'm just saying that I'm not experienced with them. So if I happen to meet somebody who, I'm not telling that story. But if I happen to meet somebody who's willing to take me there, then I'm willing to, I'm willing to ride.
If you willing to drive, Easy is willing to ride, honey. All right.
I'll take myself there with those toys now.
You just gotta, be there with me. You gotta lead me through.
Lead me, guide me all the way. Okay, so
toys have been my savior for my singleness.
You were
say what now?
Toys have been my savior for my singleness.
Oh,
I believe that for you, Aaron.
Yes.
All right, you gonna wrap us up?
All right, guys. So make sure you guys are logging onto the AFairsAtOurPodcast.com for everything to keep you updated with me and Dwayne have going on with the podcast and with our lives. You can also find all of our links to all of the actual podcasts. We're on every podcast streaming service that you can think of. Again, this is our after show to the actual podcast, so please check out the actual podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. If you are watching and you're on YouTube, please subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when we're coming on. They'll be coming on every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us on all social media at The Affairs of the Heart on Instagram, AOTHPodcast on Twitter, and Affairs of the Heart on Facebook. Follow me at SoDebNair, that's Debonair with no O, on all social media. And you can find me on Google, Dwayne.
I am Dwayne Q, DEWAYNE, the letter Q, on Twitter and Instagram, Dwayne Queen on Facebook if you are watching. Easy.
Instagram is EEEZY123. Twitter is Easy Said Easy Done. Facebook, there's a couple of them, but I promise you can find me in the comments on Aaron's post, or we're tagged together. I promise you I'm somewhere connected with Aaron because we talk.
Join the group.
Yes, and join the group. Matter of fact, Aaron's about to be a moderator of the group as well. So that's happening tonight, actually.
Yeah, Easy Say, Easy Done. Join that group. A lot of the topics that we do on the podcast, I do get from the group. And also
it goes down in the group. Like that.
Can I get an invitation to the group?
I don't know why Aaron hasn't invited you to be a part of it.
I'll put you in today. Also, if you guys need websites, graphics, anything like that, go to aklcreations.com. I'm your guy, and Dwayne, you have.
I have Swank Arts and Entertainment. It's a multimedia production and event management company. If you want your lives to look like this, which is our live podcast, we can make that happen for you here at Swank Arts and Entertainment. You can go to swankartsent.com or Swank Arts and Entertainment on IG.
Is that it?
That's that
also,
on it.
Let me toss out this as well. I am a cast member of a new reality show that is coming to your screens. It is called City Boys. It is produced, directed, managed by the Emmy-nominated winning Anthony Anderson. If you haven't heard about him, definitely Google him. He's doing some amazing things, and he's brought a group of individuals within the DMV together to hash out their issues in a real housewives of DMV setting. How about that? That's what I'll say. So
And what was the name of the show again, Easy?
it is called City Boys. You can see a lot of it on YouTube right now, but we just got picked up, so that's the thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kwame.
Yeah.
Anthony is my homie. All correct. Yeah, see, he knows Anthony. Anthony is that's legit right there. Like he's in there.
All right.
I'm happy to be a part of his new project. So.
And also make sure if you guys have topics that you guys want us to talk about, please go onto the affairs@ourpodcast.com and leave us some topics. We are always open to hash out whatever you guys want to talk about. And is that it?
That is that on that.
And if any of you viewers want to be a part of the Easy Say Easy Done Live group, just send me a message and I got you. Don't worry about it. Or send Aaron a message. So yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you tune in to the Affairs of the Heart podcast that will go was it next week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, depending upon which day. Sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Thursday.
I know it goes out like Wednesday. It normally goes out Wednesday.
All right. And then make sure you join us right here next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the after show. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.